Thank you for having me.
Talk about staying creative and busy during this time because you've managed to do that with some great stuff. And how easy a transition was that for you? And or how difficult was it? Some artists have been quiet. You've been managed to be busy and creative, which is a good thing.
Well, I have only child syndrome. I was an only child for about 11 years. Um, so it's not that hard to entertain myself. So I have a lot of fun at home by myself, thinking of ideas, brainstorming, tapping into my creativity. So I think that's why people have got the opportunity to learn me a lot more in quarantine, is because I'm at a place where I don't have to travel and I can just create from home.
Which you've done. If you can talk about Back to the Streets first of all, because that's such a cool song and such a cool video, and you created this in the midst of all this, and it's so well done. If you can just put into words the reaction you've had to that and what that song means to you.
Back to the Streets was special to me because it was a West Coast feel type of song without having a sample. And for me, like that was one of my biggest goals to do. So beyond that, I love the video. I love the creativity for it because I wanted to give a different perspective of the West Coast from a new eye, a fresh eye, and something that the world hasn't seen. So that's why I shot in like a magical garden. I shot, I had the chandelier in the middle of the street, but it all had little West Coast elements like the bike, like the pit bull. And if you've seen the video, you've seen the rest. So it's definitely like a female's perspective of what the West Coast is.
And talk about the reaction you get from people on the West Coast and what that's been like, because that must have been fun to be representing where you're from.
They loved it because I think when I know I drove Daniel Russell crazy. He was a director for the
Yeah.
video. But I was really anal about how I wanted this to come off. And, you know, I had a great team working with me and we literally brought my vision to life. So I think that's why people loved it because they knew it was from a source of love, passion, and creativity.
And you haven't stopped. You have a song coming out in a matter of weeks that everyone's looking forward to, and there's been a lot of excitement around this. Put into words the excitement you have for your work with Doja Cat.
Well, for one, I love Doja Cat. I met her like about 2 years ago. We ran into each other in London. So I thought she was from London, but she's also from Cali, which is a fun fact. Um, but yeah, I've always just been a fan of her work. She works super hard. She's talented. And I think this record just fits perfectly for us because it kind of reminds me of independent women, but a different way because it's empowering, it's fun, it's sexy, but it still talks about some real stuff. And I feel like we're missing a best friend anthem. So I think me and her just work perfect for, you know, the vibes.
What's some of the real stuff that the song gets to that you think people are gonna appreciate?
The sacrifices you make, what you would do for your girl, hyping your girl up, complimenting her. And we actually shot the video with Dave Myers, who's also another super talented director. So the way we kind of did this video, it brings the vision to life. So that's something else that I'm super excited about.
What can you give us sneak peek wise about what we can expect in the video? A little bit of something.
I mean, I can give it to you, but you won't really get it until you see it.
Okay.
We basically, any circumstances from fun to dangerous that you can think of that you could do with your best friend, we do in the video.
Okay. And talk about teaming up because you know you guys are both obviously having a moment. You're both kind of at the top of your game. Of course, a lot more to come, but you guys are both up there. Just the excitement of putting you two together, what that could mean in terms of this song. This could be a really big deal for both of you, obviously.
I think it'll just be a big deal for hip hop, for the women community, for the best friend community, for the boss bitch community, because here we have two talented, dope, powerful women coming together and making an anthem for all the boss, best friend girls out there. So I really appreciate, you know, Doja. She's so bomb, and you know, we look good together on camera. So can't
I'm
wait for
sure. I'm
you.
sure. And talk about what this means for what's next in terms of the album, in terms of next songs. I'm sure 2021 is going to be amazing in terms of what you have coming next.
um, I think just with every project, with every release, people will sense how I'm going to come. We worked really hard We work relentless and crazy hours to make sure that everything is done to perfection. I know I have a lot more room for improvement and a lot more mistakes to make, but from the mistakes that I made from the past, I'm really stickler of what I like and I know what I want to see. So because I have that intention and that need for to make sure that everything is purposeful, I think everything would just be, I don't know, just be majestic, magical, and just bigger than life. So I'm really excited to show this rollout for Pretty Rich Music.
Yeah, and after this year everyone's had, how excited are you about kind of having a better next year, of course, but also to show what you can do musically when this full album comes out at some point, hopefully soon, and it's going to be a very different, great year.
You know what? I think this year was special. I always like to see the light in the dark, and I think it challenged a lot of us creative folks to really think outside the box. So my heart goes out to the people who were affected by COVID. You know, America, we dealt with crazy instances of injustices in the Black community, but there was also some greatness in the year. A lot of my peers broke out and became superstars. A lot of other creatives were, you know, forced to really, you know, deliver. And I think this was the year of creativity. We were able to see who can rise to the occasion. And I was definitely one of those individuals. But I say that to say this, I think 2021 will just be full of surprises and just bigger projects from all of the artists.
Very cool. Talk about how much fun you've had with the whole IC University and the reaction you've had to that, because that's so much fun to watch.
Oh, thank you. So I've been wanting to do IC University, but I didn't have the time. And when it comes to IC University, when people ask me why I do it, it's because I love to teach, I love to educate, I love to give the game that was once given to me. And I wanted to give something timeless. So my online courses, my YouTube classes, I created that so that people could always reference it. So instead of me doing like a rant on Instagram or Twitter, I wanted something that they can always go back to. And you know, I always do stuff with intention. So these classes online is fun, but I'll eventually teach my own course at USC, which is my alma mater.
Very good. Yeah, you and my wife both graduated with the same degree from USC. So
Okay.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.